Egoist, you are unintentionally ruining your relationship. It is easier to ruin a relationship than to keep it. Sometimes even without intending to. We are already ruining the relationship we worked so hard to keep. Not that it is really great deal of a hard work, because if you're working too hard, then there must be something wrong. Keeping a healthy relationship requires time, emotional availability, sufficient privacy, and individual space, and a great deal of maturity from the couple or anyone involved. Whatever relationship we have, be it friendship or life partnership, our habits and tendencies can ruin the good things we have if we fail to notice the red flags. Sometimes, even with good intentions, we still end up pushing our partner away instead of luring them in and keeping them. If you want to keep the relationship going, stop doing these things, and you will surely have a lasting and healthy relationship. Number 1. Always playing the victim card. Some people have a tendency to use the guilt trip against their partner. For example, you have to do something you have never done before in the name of the relationship, like leave your comfort zone and meet people, or leave your family and go abroad and work a menial job that you wouldn't normally do because in your country you're someone cut out for corporate job or a job with higher pay grade, or you have to sacrifice your girls' night out because you have to take care of the kids, or when you have to decide to forego that beautiful dress because you still have unpaid bills. More often than not, we are guilty of playing the victim card just because things did not go our way. You blame your partner because if not for him or her, you wouldn't have to do such a thing. Playing the victim card just to make your partner or friend give in to what you want is not good. It is stressful. When you make your partner the bad guy and you are the victim by blaming everything on them, you just push them away. Instead of pointing fingers, why don't you appreciate what they are doing for you and stop complaining too much about your life? Because clearly your partner also had to forego some things in their life just for you. That is called compromise. And instead of winning all the time, be grateful instead and try to work things out together by doing your part wholeheartedly. You are in the relationship because you are together, and it means that you share both the good times and the bad times. Number 2. Working out of an argument or not saying anything at all. Arguments are normal. You are different people after all, so normally you have different opinions and beliefs about some things. However, some people tend to avoid arguments for various reasons, like they never win anyway, or the topic is nonsense to begin with, or there's just no way for the couple to agree. If that's the case, instead of walking out or not saying anything at all, it is better to agree to disagree. You both have your points to make, and so you hear each other out. Do not dismiss what the other has to say, especially if it is about their emotions. Never ever argue with someone's emotions, especially if it is your partner. When you dismiss their feelings, you make them feel unloved or unimportant. If you are upset, say it. If you are mad, say it. Do not just leave or ignore your partner. There are times, however, when it is easy to pretend we are busy, so you don't have to deal with the argument. But that is just wrong. If you know that you are incapable of talking it out at the times because you are upset, tell your partner that you are upset and that he or she will give you time to cool down, and then you can discuss afterwards. Know when to walk away. If words become too abusive or hurtful, then it is better to walk away than make matters worse. But in healthy relationship, a person doesn't just slam the door in your face or leave you screaming on your own. They communicate. Number 3. Sleeping without resolving issues. Do not let it become a habit to sleep with unresolved issues. First, because it feels so constricting to sleep beside your partner without talking. Second, it starts your next days on a negative light, and it basically just ruins your whole day and the days after until you resolve the issue. The most important reason of all is that one of you might not wake up the next day and the last thing you say to each other was hurtful or a painful silence. It seems too negative to even think about it, or you can call us paranoid or what not, but it is what it is. We live in a world where people die in their sleep. And imagine how devastating it would be for someone left behind with nothing but painful memory of their last moments together. Make sure to even things out before sleeping. It is extremely beneficial for the both of you to have a peaceful sleep and a fresh new start the next day. If you start the day right, you will be more productive at work and just generally in life. Conflicts are normal, and sometimes we cannot help but sleep on unresolved issues because we are so tired, or it is just too much for us at the moment. In this case, you need to tell your partner that you will talk about it in the morning. And don't forget to say, "I'm upset but I love you." Let's talk in the morning. There, it is not bad at all to sleep on that, because you both know you are willing to work on it and you still love each other despite the issue. Number 4. Being emotionally unavailable. When you are in a relationship, you need to be constantly emotionally available. You need to be involved emotionally because it is how you can connect with your partner. If you are always indifferent to what he or she says or feels, you make your partner feel unimportant. This pushes your partner away from you. And don't be surprised if one day you discover they have moved on with someone else because you weren't there all the time, or you were there physically but you were unavailable emotionally. Sometimes we become emotionally unavailable when we have a lot of things going in our life. Work becomes priority and we start to miss family or couple traditions, or we are going through some difficult stuff and we don't know how to cope, and so we push others away because we don't want to be vulnerable. Or you somehow lost the spark and stopped caring altogether. Whatever the case is, emotional unavailability is a recipe for disaster. Number 5. Not listening to your partner. When your partner requests you to do something like throwing the trash or fixing the toilet or buying something at the store on your way home, and you say yes without really hearing what they said, and so you end up not doing any of those. It gets annoying over time if you keep doing it. Another example of not listening is when you argue and you always cut your partner off, insisting that you are right and what they have to say doesn't matter. We are all guilty of not listening at times, but if you constantly dismiss your partner, you are on the path to ruining your relationship. When your partner has to say something, listen. When you learn how to listen, communications between you and your partner becomes more fluid and you understand each other better. If you want to be in tune together, you need to listen to each other. Number 6. Constant nagging. For the record, women are not the only ones capable of nagging. Men can also be naggers, especially men who want to be in control of everything. If you have the tendency to nag and find fault in your partner, stop it. There are other ways to make your partner do what you ask of them, and nagging is not one of them. For one, positive reinforcement is effective. Even if it seems easier to confront your partner about coming home late or always forgetting to put the toilet seat down, don't. Instead, use positive scripting and tell him how much you miss the times you share dinner together or how much you appreciate it whenever he remembers to put the toilet seat down, even if it only happened once in a blue moon. Positive reinforcements emphasize on love and not anger. This way you have a higher chance of making your partner change their bad habit slowly by being more conscious of what they do and how it affects instead of them getting defensive and temperamental because of your nagging. Number 7. Acting suspicious and being jealous. You probably have read a ton of articles about relationship red flags and signs that your partner may be cheating on you. It is no surprise. After all, you are suspicious persons. Whenever you see your partner being busy with his or her phones, you immediately suspect that he or she is cheating. When you see a nice comment from a girl in his social media account, you immediately get jealous and ask your partner to unfriend that person, or you block the girl if you have access to your partner's social media account. We already meet this kind of people before and they are exhausting. They want to know their partner passwords, and if their partner reviews, they will start to think that they are hiding something. This attitude is not healthy. It shows how insecure you are in yourself and in your relationship. It is okay to be jealous sometimes because you are afraid to lose the person, and a bit of jealous is acceptable. What is not normal is demanding to know everything like passwords, the names of people your partners interact with, having someone spy on your partners, and sneak in your partner's belongings to find something, and not allowing your partner to go to a social gathering without you with him. Being extremely possessive and unreasonably jealous and suspicious is incredibly annoying, and before you know it, your relationship has ended. Give your partner space and respect his or her privacy. Trust in your partner. Once you have been cheated on, it becomes difficult to trust fully again, and we got it. But unless you really have a strong evidence of him cheating on you, give yourself and your partner a break and breath. Number 8. Bringing up past mistakes over and over again. Whenever an argument comes up, you like to keep enumerating the past mistakes your partner did to prove a point. Not only is it exhausting, it's also very unhealthy. If you resolve your issues, you need to realize that you start with a clean slate. You have to forgive and forget. It is not always easy to forget what they did in the past, but if you keep bringing that up, you will never get anywhere. Even if your partner is trying hard to do better, if you keep bringing up the past mistakes on your face, they will eventually stop trying and just go back their old way since you do not see them trying anyway. Another reason why you should avoid bringing up past mistakes is it actually evokes resentment. People make mistakes, and it is a fact we can never run from. If you keep reliving the past, you can't move on and you can't forgive. If you can't forgive, then there is no point for you to keep being in that relationship. It will only be toxic for you and your partner, and the relationship will go nowhere. Finally, bringing up the past divides both of you from discussing what the real problem is. You may think it may be connected with what happened in the past, but more often than not, the issue you should be dealing with is something right in front of you at present. If you fail to address the real issue right now, then you will not get the issue resolved. Don't dwell in the past. Instead, deal with what you have at present.